Hello everyone and happy weekend. I hope you're all staying warm on this weed stock winter Saturday. It is snowing down like crazy at my house and I figured we would talk about some weed stocks. So as you guys know, these have been running right now as President Trump is doing a reclassification of cannabis. He is moving it from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3, which is a huge deal for this industry. It's really going to open up banking for these guys because whether you realize it or not, these companies have a hard time finding banking because it is federally legal, and so the banks do not want them, like Chase, Wells Fargo, etc., Bank of America. They don't want that kind of money because they don't want the liability. So this is a big deal for that side of it. It also opens a lot of research potential and also kind of puts it in the pyramid for the next step down to be federally legalized at some point in time. Won't be anytime soon, but this is a huge step for cannabis, and it is a big deal for these stocks as these things are starting to get liftoff. So originally back in August, President Trump talked about reclassification and gave a hell of a pump. And we talked about this. I covered this in the Substack, and I put a blog out there about, it was around in August, which we'll look at real soon, just simply about how he's going to be doing some reclassification soon. So it has been 4 months now, and he has finally started to enact this or work on it, and it has gone from just a rumor to being real news. And it has not been signed into effect yet, but you know the whole ordeal. You buy the news, sell the event. And so right now, we have been buying the news. So let's get right into it, take a look, and kind of report what's been happening. So hope everybody is having a good one with this. If I put this out there a long time ago, I hope everybody was able to take advantage of this and makes for a very warm and lovely weekend. So here we go. This was back in August 11th, the cannabis stock resurged on Trump's rescheduling announcement. I did a whole video on this and went into an ETF that I like called MSOS, and we talked about the chart and where it was at, and kind of gave a nice, here, that's kind of fun. Now we get to see where it was at when we talked about this, and this was our big major resistance at 553. So all these wheat stocks were crazy, as you can see, and then the hype kind of died out. But so we were all the way up here, and we pulled back. There's our 553, and we came back and we came into my signature setup. And so I tweeted on November 17th that I was going to start loading up down here, and I would just hold it until they legalize it, because at this price, this thing was down from $60. It's $3, and I'm like, man, this is a 10x waiting to happen, right? So I'm loading up down here. I got a lot of flack for this. I got to tell you, people, look at this. What a dumb tweet. I'm like, enlighten me. He's like, you're buying it before it drops another 30%, assuming you already have a bag. It can, will make new lows. And I said, dude, relax. We just started buying this. I don't care if it drops another 50%, right? And this guy says it must be a joke. I must be a retard, right? So even this guy says I'll be liquidated at $1. This should be one of the first signs, guys, when people are so ultra bearish, the bottom is probably in. Okay, if it wasn't for my conviction, I could see how something like this would shake the average investor out. Because, some of this one guy, his account was pretty large, 75,000 followers. If I was just some sort of goofball, I might even think that this guy knows what he's talking about. But glad that we didn't. So that was that whole ordeal there. And then here is the next tweet that I put out. And actually, this was just recently. This was December 11th, which is the funny part about that was it pumped that evening or the same day. So I put this chart out. I loved this weekly spot on TLRY. I actually bought this. I didn't buy heavy enough. We were already 20% off of my lows here. So I bought, I don't know, $1,000 worth or something. And we'll get to see where that's going. So this is obviously another important cue for you guys. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do, because I put a lot of stuff out there. Again, I try to put it on Substack as well, but it is hard posting on 2 platforms like that. Plus, some of this stuff goes to YouTube. So, it's easy for me to default to Twitter because I do it through my Discord. I just put it in a channel, a little text, and boop, it goes out. So it's easy for me that way. So a lot of stuff goes here first. So you'll see this was a great spot. Now we'll get into the before and after. So here we go. Here's TLRY. If you guys want to see the before and after of this guy, look, we were all the way down here by this purple line. I think I bought $8. And yeah, so this is really going. So as you can see, this MSOS here, we'll just go into these individual here. So if you recall, we bought on the way up, and then this is where I was loading the boat at right here, and we are all the way back up. This is up 50% right now. from our area. Actually, if you bought $3 where we got to, you'd be up almost 100% at $6 already. I know my average is right about $4, $3.86 I think. So I'm getting close. I need somewhere around here to be double on my money, which I'm looking for. I'm actually looking for all the way up into here before I start taking real cash. But I will probably trim a little in here just because I don't want to be foolish. You know, $7 area, $7.50, and then take a big piece up here and then leave the rest just because why not at that point. The other one that I put out was TLRY. Guys, this is another big one. This is exactly where I basically bought. It was crazy. I bought that at the close, tweeted it, and then boom, now we're up. And that was just a cash session. It was up bigger during the after hours on Friday. I am looking to take half off right about, I don't know, what is this, $16.70? I think $17. That will put me up 100% on these. And obviously I think this can make new all-time highs. But again, once it goes 100% and I can take half out, it's a free trade. So that's the idea. Then I can sit on it forever and I can't lose a penny. So the other one that I actually bought into, and I didn't tweet about it, but it's up big. I bought this actually in the after-hour session, the night it was going. I bought, let's give you a good picture here. Canopy Growth. I bought at $1.21. We were about right here, right before it launched, and it is going as well. I couldn't resist. This is a big company, and it was $1. You know, it's just unbelievable. And so the prices on these things, I think this can come all the way up. My first trim is all the way up here at 270. So this would easily give me, what is this? Like almost a 2.5%, 250% return on this first buy. So this is where I'm looking at to get out of here. This has already been tested. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't come here. So anyways, that is kind of what I wanted to show you guys. This whole sector is pumping right now. Again, I don't know enough about these stocks to really kind of cherry pick. I just know certain names, which is not really that good of a thing to know, but I watched this last time that they pumped and I remembered which ones actually really went hard. And again, I'm always down to buy an ETF because it's easy for me to keep track of. So anyways, I hope you guys like that. I mean, we put these calls way out there. I don't know if you recall, but the same thing happened with Intel. We've gone over 100% on that move since that call, and actually hit our upside target of $44 there too. So I mean, we could go through a bunch of the trades that I've done, but this is a perfect example of two ridiculous bangers that worked out great. Long-term swing trades, stock stuff. This is what I like. I love trading this kind of holdout here. So hopefully you guys took advantage of this. I mean, plenty of times since August, I put it out there left and right, kind of let myself be known exactly what I'm doing here. I even posted my P&L in the room. If you guys are more than welcome to check it out, see my position size, etc. So I hope you guys are all having a wheat stock Merry Christmas, and I look forward to seeing you guys all next week. Try to stay warm. We're getting a ton of snow here. I mean, it's just coming down in blankets. So I don't know, it's just kind of a little cozy, and wanted to do a video for everybody. So have an excellent weekend, and we will talk soon. Cheers.